Hello everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to another stream. I'm just checking to see whether it's live yet or not. Because it may or may not be, depending. I guess we'll see. Ah, there we go, it's live. There we go, you might have been able to hear me double there while I was just getting the link. Here we go. Let's go. I'm just gonna like post this link everywhere now. Fine, it's no big deal. Because if I find out it has like the wrong title or something. Okay, hello everyone. Hello. Yeah, I'm feeling better. Sorry, sorry, it's taking a little while to respond. Feeling a little bit better. So yeah, I've been out like all day again, practically. That's a beautiful scene. No, it isn't. It's like, it's the really early version of the scene. This is like one that I'm copying but making better. That's the reason why it's on screen. I'm getting placements for the real one of the mushrooms in the background. So what you'll see here is me like moving around the scene, trying to figure out where the mushrooms are, and then I'm actually placing them in the real one. So fun times. The real one has like a lot of stuff done on it, including some really cool stuff which I've got to show you because I really enjoyed some of my work last night. I got some more of the detailing done last night. For those who were around, you may have seen me struggling a little bit with sculpting. I basically took some time out, went and learned sculpting a little bit better, and then came back, so now everything looks tons better. What I'll do is I'll show that off real quick because it's helped loads and will help continuously in future. Sculpting is one of those things where you have to have lots of practice for it, and of course I'm kind of new to it, so it's been a bit crazy. But yeah, we'll be placing mushrooms, we'll be putting vines in the other one, but for the time being you get to see the bare bones basic one, which was from ages ago. But yeah, this is the scene. What I'm doing here is I'm planting all these mushrooms around, putting them on the tree and stuff. In the other version, at least. We're gonna have to put stuff in the corner. I said you were being a little bit picky. Says Sammy. No, what we did was, like, where is it? Block import. So what I did was I went back and did the window frame block. And this is what is now around the window frame in the proper version. This is something that I sculpted out last night and then put the textures over and did the normal maps. And this is really low poly as well. It looks detailed, but it isn't. So what I've done is I've taken these, because this is kind of like a little bit of a spoiler, but it's no big deal. That looks really good though. So imagine at Toriel's place, now we kind of have this thing where if I do this, yeah, that kind of works because each face has like different damage to it, right? So imagine at Toriel's place, we got this kind of thing going on where if we take this, I can just quickly prototype this for you guys. Oh, that's wrong. If this is old, less detailed scene, then the new one is gonna look amazing, says David. Yeah, it's what I keep on telling people. I'm like, just wait until you see the proper one. You know. But yeah, imagine, like for instance, how I've got this here now, with this little setup. Each one of these I can turn differently, but because this is just a really quick mock-up for you guys, obviously it looks more repeated, but what I've done at tutorials is I've started doing things like this to get depth on the window frame by like changing where the spacing of everything is to make it look a little bit more 3D, and then I've just rotated some of them so that it isn't repeating as much, so we're not getting many copies. So yeah, that's more or less what the windows outside of tutorials looks like. They've got some like damage on them, and they've been worn away over time, so it definitely looks like, yeah, the ruins have seen better days. And then my idea is I'm going to put like vines coming off them and everything. But yeah, again, that's just an example of the detail that I'm getting round to, and it's what I wanted to do last night on stream. But I think it's primarily because at some points, sometimes I just exhaust myself when I'm doing streams, and I've said before, like, sometimes I can kind of feel like I'm under a little bit of pressure to do absolutely everything on them. So normally just taking a little bit of time to focus on stuff and to really sort of stop for a moment and be like, dude, calm down, no pressure, just do exactly what you need to, you know. A couple of moments like that to kind of get something like this together is really nice. So I was just listening to some music, built this up in like, I think it was less than half an hour, and then just like did tutorials window like that and just went, yep, there we go. So now on the window frame, what I'm going to do is like wood on the inside to kind of cover that, so it looks better than what I've got at the moment. And then on the inside it'll match really nicely. Just making sure I open the correct version here, the bad version. Here we go. So this is the bad version, and by that I mean this is the very first block out version. Let's see, extend data, find missing files. Basically, this was the stuff that I did like a year ago, and this was using like other stuff that wasn't mine, and now a lot of it is kind of like mixed up and looks a lot better, and I've put more detail into it. So it's going to be cool seeing tutorials in like HD eventually. Barbie tutorial. Yeah, I need to find the external files here. I'm just kind of waiting for them to load. In terms of my sickness at the moment I'm going through, that's a lot better. It's all in my nose at the moment, so you might hear me get a little bit congested, but if that's the case, I'll just go and blow it later on. I had a pretty awesome birthday building Gunpla and watching Stephen King's Duel, says Damon. Dude, was it your birthday today? Hang on. Dude, if it was your birthday today, because... can't ever on. I just pinged everybody again. Everyone's gonna be like, what the hell? My 29th? Oh, nice. I'm almost an old man. Nah, dude. You're as old as you feel, you know. I still feel like I'm 16, so... And sometimes I sound it. I love the way Blender is, like, totally screwed up here while it's waiting to find all these files. But yeah, you're as old as you feel. Especially if you do like loads of nerdy stuff, you tend to not feel too old, so. I always do birthday pings on the server because everybody's nice enough to, you know, say happy birthday to everybody, so we're all good. Damon says, well, I feel like I'm in my 50s. Dude, don't get me wrong, like sometimes I'll be like, you know what? I feel like I've lived at least 3 lifetimes with the amount of time I've stayed awake, you know, and some of the stuff that I've gone through. But again, it's one of those things where it's time. It goes into another conversation that I really find fascinating, which is time from one's own perspective is totally different to somebody else's. You know, like somebody else could feel like time just goes on forever. And then another person could be like, dude, everything feels like it's going way too fast. It's an interesting thing that I like talking to people about. Because it's totally dependent on the individual and I think what they're going through and experiencing. Yeah, it's a pretty unique situation. It's like some days you can turn around and be like, dude, this day is going so fast. And then other times it's like, this day is dragging, what the heck? Why can't it just end? You know? Trying to match up all these mushrooms at the moment. I'm looking at them on the other screen that you guys are seeing here. I'm going to match them up because the idea is they're growing in the patches of leaves that Toriel has in front of her house. But yeah, this update, man. This update is going to be absolutely nuts for Toriels. Primarily because, like, I'm putting that much effort into it. Like, the entire ruins is hopefully just going to look fantastic. I'm the same. I love interesting psychology questions about time. I don't like stuff so much talking about death, but, like, definitely some more philosophical stuff and just time as a concept is interesting. No one will know my birthday ever, Sammy. I don't like mine. Let's just make sure I've got... Oh. Just making sure I'm doing some other stuff at the same time in the background, so... It's way too close for Christmas for my liking, says Sammy. Right, so if I put these here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all kinds of like different mushroom variations around all over the place, and also put the vines there as well. And I'm also going to put mushrooms on the tree. Okay. So yeah, at the moment I have high hopes for the ruins in terms of like the impression it's going to give people, especially because of how cinematic I've made it. And then it's like, if I can get a little bit of waterfall done for the update as well, maybe not all of it, but if I can get just a little bit of waterfall done, I'll be happy. I might have to ask Frisk for help on modeling geometry and stuff, or just tips, you know, because like inside of caves I can do. It's more just if there's anything that I'm going to be overlooking or something that would make it easier. I just want to know. Because Frisk has done the version for the Hall of Souls, which is very cool. I've got to spend a lot more time in the VR chat versions, basically. I might even do that in a bit, just like hop in VR chat and see what you guys think. Because that could be a cool part of the stream, is just like go and explore it and then be like, guys, what do you think of this or that, you know? Okay. It's always good to discuss ideas. Dave, it's me, your inner thoughts. I have a message for you. Pancakes, that's all, says John. Hey, John, how you doing? How you doing? Just trying to make sure I've got enough mushrooms around here, because we've got so many of them growing in the ruins. Okay. I got Bone Labs. Dude, have you been on Bone Labs yet? Because if you have, it might be a bit jarring when you first get into it. If not, I'll jump on with you in a bit. John says, how are you feeling today? A lot better. What's happened is The cold has gone more into my nose. Not yet. Headset on charge, says John. That's good then. Yeah, I can jump on with you in a bit and we'll ease you into it whenever it's ready. But yeah, all the cold at the moment is more in my nose, which makes it easier to deal with. It just makes me sound like I'm bunged up. The head spinning thing isn't as much of an issue anymore, so that's obviously a lot better. It's just managing what it's like at the moment, you know. So this is going really well so far. Oh, I just need to check in this other scene that you guys are looking at. How I've lit that from behind. Let's have a look. Okay, I've lit it at the end there, but not here to show off how dark it is. Because this is the cool bit when I... This is not spoilers because this is going to be redone, obviously. How do I get the mod? It's on YouTube. I actually need to get it as well, dude. So we'll both figure it out together in a bit. So this is when Toriel comes out of hers. You can see hers in the background. And she's like, I guess I'll ring Frisk. Rings. Cool part about this is the phone actually illuminates her face there as well. Her textures are slightly wrong for some strange reason in this, but I just like how the lighting looks, especially because of the mushrooms lighting up the ruins. This is the old version, by the way. I'm still going to use similar tricks on the new one. I do like the way even you can see the light of the phone there. It moves as it illuminates different parts of Toriel's dress. And then we got, it cuts to what will be Frisk walking out of the darkness and then getting checked by Toriel to make sure they're okay. So yeah, we're going to make this look as close, like the new one, look as close to this as possible in terms of light, because this looks dark, but of course it's because we're underground. It's going to be dark, but lit well enough that you can see stuff. And then obviously inside her house gives off this kind of cool light that I want to have coming out of the windows and stuff. I'm going to add like a fog volume that will make that happen. And then we've got to put vines everywhere. And of course, we're going to have the rest of the ruins back here be a little bit darker. That way, when Frisk comes out of the ruins, it's like a really cool reveal as we showed off here. We got that. I think I was going to show that bit in the trailer. This isn't a Bethesda game. Dark is really dark. So let's just, if I go here and go external data, missing files, we can find the Vroid files that I was using. And then that should make everything look a little bit better. There we go. Now you can see how I've lit it. More from behind than from the front. It just gives this like really cool reveal as they step out into Toriel's, and as you can see, hang on, because everything is lit up more brightly around Toriel's house. Oh, that's what happens when you start the animation from frame 1000 instead of 0. So yeah, as they come out into here, it gets brighter because everything is lit up more in this room. So it's like a cool reveal. So yeah, I want this similar style lighting and setup, just because it's nice, it's atmospheric, it gives you a sense of like the ruins are, you know, not exactly the most brightest place ever, but it gives you that cool sort of reveal where it's almost like you're going into a safer area. You know, I love the outline, it's nice. Makes the player look like a god. Now, the thing is, it's edge lighting. Edge lighting apparently just makes everything look better. Plus, it, you know, obviously the lights are coming from behind. It just picks them out from the scene and makes things look a little bit cooler, which I agree with. So, one of the things that I'll be doing when I eventually light all the characters in scene, because I faked all this edge lighting originally, what I'll be doing is I'll be trying to fake it again in the scenes to make them look the best they absolutely can. Because like with this, it's the whole thing of that looks really fantastic, and this is the old version, which I consider to be outdated now and will look better. But it's going to be so good trying to light all the new stuff up like this because of, oh god, the amount of detail. Like, no joke, the amount of detail in the new stuff is absolutely nuts. Yeah. Best way to describe it is, I'm assuming everyone in here has seen the Hotland update. If you've seen the Hotland update, and then you've seen little bits of Snowdin here and there when I showed off how detailed Snowdin is, then imagine the ruins in that sort of style, with that sort of detail. You will not be far off in terms of what I've been doing. It is really crazy, and I'm going like really in depth. Like every trick that I can make to make this place look both magical and slightly spooky, but also really cool and detailed, I'm using it. Basically every trick that I've got in my book. Yeah. Let's go back here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some lights down in a little bit, I think. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll keep the mushrooms there for now. We'll drag some other mushrooms up here. People are going to be like, dude, what do you want about tutorials on screen? It's like, no. In the other window that I've got open, because I've got 2 versions of Blender open, I have mushrooms being placed again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have them placed on the trunk of the tree, because I thought in the original that was a cool idea and makes everything look a bit realistic. So we're going to do the same again with the newer version. We're just going to plant a couple of mushrooms on the tree in different locations so they look like they're growing out of it. And then that'll give an excuse as to why the area is being lit up. But again, I'm going to make the lighting slightly darker here to make Toriel's front, you know, the front of her house stand out more. Kind of upset now because, like, last night I started listening to Jujutsu Kaisen music for a laugh because of me seeing little bits of it here and there and being like, okay, I'll listen to some of the music, and I can't stop listening to Hollow Purple now. It is by far one of the best tracks from that, and I'm just like, yes, need to listen to it more. So I expect I'll have listened to Hollow Purple like at least 100 times by tomorrow morning. Oh, so good. Hollow Purple is amazing. It's by far my favorite track, along with We Fight Together, I think it is. That one's obviously a classic one because it's a battle theme, but those jams, man, they're so good. But yeah, I tend to do this thing when I listen to a track way too much and it really annoys Jen. So yeah, I'm trying not to annoy Jen with that, with my headset on now. Even before Jen appears in chat because she can hear me talking about her upstairs. Let's go ahead here. It's like the funny story that I have from like when we played Resident Evil 2 on stream, and I did the speedrun for Hunk's levels, and I annoyed Jem with it because I did the speedrun so many times and listened to Hunk's theme so many times. All you could hear was Hunk's theme. It was pretty amusing. For me, at least. Not for Jen. Poor Jen. She had to listen to Hunk's theme like 100 odd times or more. Me with Hollow Knight. The White Lady, it's my favorite track. What I end up doing is I'll pick like a favorite track out from something, and then I will literally listen to it so many times until I get bored of it, which is nuts. Let's delete some of these faces. There we go. Oh, come on now. Try and delete some of these vertices here and it won't let me for some weird reason. Now I know why it will. It was doing some really weird thing with the selecting, but it's fine now. Means if I do this, is that separate, 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 separate? Okay, so it's just that that's not separate. I do that. Okay, we're good. Okay. Still these other vertices that I don't need here. Should be good now, and then I just need to cut this last one up, and then we're good foliage-wise. Same here, I have a few songs ranging from multiple genres I've been listening to, and sometimes it's loud in my head, and my classmates will look at me and be like, you jamming, Sam? I just end up annoying people without realizing, because I'm just jamming out that much, you know? I'll be sat there and I'll just be like, yeah, I'm really enjoying this tune or whatever. And then next minute, everyone's like, dude, this is the 1000th time you've listened to this. Give it a break. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, so. Oh. Trying to cut these faces up for the geometry here the best I can so I can... Ooh. I can use these bits and pieces while I'm streaming as well. I'll just let Toriel go to a house. Oh no, wait, she can't go to a house because of where I've got it at the moment. So we'll leave it like that. We'll leave it like that on the phone. David says, personally, sing my pleasure. VV Fluorite Eyes is one of my favorite anime openings to come out in the past few years. In before I just like listen to the entirety of Symphogear's soundtrack again. I'm trying to figure out where Toriel's dress is here. Let's see if I can find it. Character files, Toriel. Hey, there we go. Hey, Jen. I see you there. There we go. Jen says it's okay, but what is the only song at a time, all day for months? Every day for months. Hunk's theme isn't even the best theme to wake up to or go to sleep to. I knew you'd want to join in this conversation, because you'd probably hear me anyway, so... So yeah. Hey, it could be worse, Jen. It could be what was it, Studiopolis from Sonic Mania? That was another one. Before Sonic Mania was even out. Doodaloo, 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 doodaloo. I need to cut up this piece of geometry now. Hey Jen, just be glad it's stuff that I like and not like stuff that you like as well. You know, like for instance, if I played Lord of the Rings on repeat for like months on months on months every day, you'd probably really hate me for that. Oh. I know I would just sorry. Right, so I need to name these here. We got a large moss wall. I mean, it's not like I do it deliberately. You know, I have tiny playlists, few songs I want to listen to at a time, but there's always more than one. Yeah, my playlists can normally have like a load in or literally just one track that I just play like 100 times. Yeah, that's pretty much like me, Damon. Damon says I can get super obsessive about music. I can listen to the same song for like 10 hours on loop. Basically, that's how I was. Or am. Grouped vines. Let's try thick moss. And then we've got medium moss. Get rid of that one because I hardly use it. I only really use like 3 or 4 different moss types here, so. So what I'll do is I just need the ruins map at the moment. Hang on. Undertale ruins map. I just need to see what the exterior of tutorials looks like, because I think I'm probably going to add more foliage to it anyway, but because in the Gmod version of this that I got this from originally, there's stuff on the edges of the walls. There's not too much, but I can easily just add stuff. Yeah, I'll add a couple of moss walls either side, and then I'll just do like vines and other things for the rest. Let's just do rotate 90, and then we'll go from there and put things in. And away we go. Blend mode, alpha blend, clip. Oh no, it'll be alpha clip for the shading, right? If I do this, alpha, tag that in. Do metallic, roughness and specular is fine. If I put that in now. I think that's right. I'm just gonna double check this with the other scene that I've done. Like, I have to open another Blender window. I can't go that far, bro. I can listen to the same song 5 times before I have to stop myself. I just go nuts. I really just go nuts with it all. I'm just like, right, I really enjoy this. Let's just go. You know, making sure I get all these materials correct here. So I'm trying to open up another version of the ruins just to make sure. In terms of shading, where's the foliage? Foliage material, roughness needs to be 0.8, specular is 0.6, 0.8, 0.6, was it the way around? It's the other way around. 0.6, 0.8. I can torture people with how much I listen to the same song over and over, says David. Yeah, you're probably the same as me then. Jen would probably hate both of us being in the same room. Okay, so if I go to shading, yeah, we're fine. So if I do this here and just put a... When I'm in the mood for only one fee songs, at least I keep it to myself. I'm sorry, Jen. I like tunes, you know. I gotta share. Gotta share with you. Just gonna move up this texture here a little bit so that overlaps. Oh, just slightly. That should kind of hide that, I think, unless I cut that. Should be fine. Hey Blair, how are you doing? Let's just raise that slightly and try to get the texture to that moment when I'm trying to get the texture to tile when it's not even like in the same place as the other one. I think that kind of works. Hopefully that will. Instead of me just like going ahead and manually editing things, I'm literally trying to get things as close as possible to each other. Oh man, I can feel the congestion from you. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm managing though. Okay, let's do 2 on that wall. 2 on the other. We should be good. Again, we're using that PS1 music to avoid copyright. So, fun times. You definitely sound a lot better. So the funny thing is we were trying to work this out before why I sounded worse. And it seems to be because Jen, at the moment, is around the baby a lot more because of how the baby is and because I'm always doing like 3D work and everything and a bunch of other stuff. It means that I'm not around as much. But like with Jen being around loads, essentially Jen's getting like little sneezes here and there on her. And it's almost like she's built up a little bit of a resistance to it. And then the baby just sneezes in my face directly like I think it was about 3 times when I'm playing with her. And immediately I get hit like a truck by it, so fun times. I turned around to the baby and I was like, I can't be angry at you like for this, but at the same time it's like, come on. I really didn't need this. So yeah, it's pretty funny. I'm taking it lightheartedly. Baby doesn't know any different. Baby's just like, dude. I have so many pings at the moment. I have like 4. Where have they come from? Oh, I see. 3 of them are there. 3 of them were from Blur. So they were wondering why I had so many pings on Discord then. Oh, there we go. Baby's probably shocked by her own sneezes. She's probably like, what's that? What's that? You know. Okay, so we got a little bit of greenery around tutorials at the moment. We got a bunch of vine walls. What I'm doing here is, I'll show you in the old version. So in the old version, you can see how we've got these, like, they're not vines, they're just leaves growing down from the ceiling. What I'm doing is, in the newer version, I'm doing that, but I'm also putting them, like, over the sign for the ruins and on the window frames. We've already put the mushrooms around, but I'll probably edit them more in a little bit, because at the moment it's just like one in each area to kind of decide on where I want them. But I'll be lighting them up a bit like this to make everything look cool. But yeah, we're going to have like other vines hanging down here and stuff. It's going to be really cool. And in the newer version, I have a column here, which is a reference to the other version of Toriel's house from the concept art that was edited. So I need to, because nobody drew like Toriel's house properly in sprite form. So it got completely left out. So instead, it's just like a random part of the ruins that she's made into her home. But yeah, we got Toriel here. Go back to the other version now, and I can keep planting all this stuff. What I like is the fact that the ruins are definitely a lot more atmospheric now, and obviously have a lot more greenery to them, which is really cool, actually. It makes them really visually more cool, because you can see as all the moss and everything is like slowly trying to overtake areas. It's a lot of visual storytelling, which is basically like, yeah, you go into this area and all of it is overgrown and all the ruins are being reclaimed by the foliage around them. Thing is, it kind of also doesn't break canon either when I'm thinking about it, because the canon for this is that obviously Toriel can't really grow anything other than simple things, because of Asgore being the one to really look after flowers and other things. Toriel can't really handle that, so I'm just putting as much greenery as I can around here. Try and make sure I leave enough room here. The door that the player comes through, or that Frisk will come through as well, in the final version, I'm having vines like all the way surrounding that, just so it looks really cool, you know, when they come out. So that's gonna be neat. Just realized I can't do a little bit of that though. Like, there was a little bit where I'm like, oh yeah, I can put it at an angle, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I can't do that for a little bit because of the way that it is. But we can do little tricky things to make it look fully 3D and just really good. Hope everybody's having a good day, by the way. She's probably shocked by her. Oh yeah, I've read that one. Do. That moment where I'm just going ham with the vines and everything here now. You just read on instinct. Yeah, I've been on autopilot there for a little bit, trying to make sure I got everything. And then I'm like, oops. Okay, so what we're doing is top of Toriel's place is gonna have a bunch of vines as well coming off it. The edges, just to make that look really cool. Only do it in certain areas. Oop. Try and see if I can I place that there? Be cool if I could, and then just like slice off the bottom in a certain area to get that to look good. But what I'm trying to do is layer up the foliage so it goes over the rock formations that I showed you before. You know, at Toriel's, so it all kind of blends into each other. I might have to do that differently. Let's try this. I'll bring that back there and bring it up slightly. I can even mirror that if I mirror it on the Z-axis. That fixes that problem. Then the vines are not sticking through Toriel's window. But then I've got to do like a fold over bits of the geometry in different locations. I had my brothers come over today and I basically forced them to watch Duel. At first they said, ew, this is so old, and riffing on it, but by the midway point they were loving it. I know I'm guilty of doing stuff like that, not so much for old stuff, but just for certain other things where I'll be like, dude, I don't like the idea of this, or I don't like this at one point, and the next one I'll be like, oh no, this isn't too bad now. I don't know why I even do it, you know, it just happens. There we go, that's pretty good. I go to smooth, the shade smooth. So now, yep, Toriel's window has moss growing on it on, I think, maybe both sides? Or maybe I should do... I'm going to do one side at the top and one side at the bottom. That way, it's kind of cool. And I can do the vines going down. It gives it a little bit of variation. Like, trying to make all this stuff look really natural is just fun for me, you know. The idea is just like trying to get this to look as good as it can, because like you see all the fan art for like different parts of Undertale, and I'm like, I want to match that. I just want to match that as much as I can, you know. Still a little marching competition coming up next week, says Sammy. I've lost our bass drum because he picked a fight and got suspended. I'm gonna kick his butt now. Oof. Let's take this and we'll copy this over. 90. How's your day been anyway, Blur? I'm the same. I wasn't into VR chat on Undertale before I found your channel, since I thought it was filled with weird furries. Where the furries were like 60% of fandom, says David. It's the thing is, it's like I've said to everybody, I'm welcoming to everybody as long as they're nice to everybody and aren't like gonna be trying to force their opinions on others. It's kind of like what I was on about last night. Like, I'm more than happy to invite people into the community and just to chat with them as long as they're not being nasty to anybody else, you know, so... Ooh. Let's just, like, for instance, it's the whole thing of I don't think I know anybody who's a furry. But, like, even if I did, I wouldn't judge them any differently. You know, I'd just be like, dude, you do you, you know? If you enjoy it, then who am I to say whether it's good or bad? It's kind of like if somebody did the same to me with, like, Gundam or whatever, or Undertale, where it's like, dude, you like Undertale? You're old. And I'm just like, and that doesn't make any difference, you know? Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't judge you for being a furry. Here's where I turn around and do an announcement. I'd be like, so anyway, no, I'm messing. Although I did joke about it on stream, saying like, because I'm doing the comparison to Greater Dog whenever I send out posts to the cast, it would be funny for Halloween dressing the avatar up with like dog ears and a tail or something. But then everybody would be like, dude, furry! You know, so then I would never be able to shake that, even though in the past we've done like one of the other Halloweens, I did a Jevil outfit for the avatar, and then I can't remember what the other one was after that. I should just do Sans. I should just be really lazy and just do Sans. You know, because Sans is literally just do the hoodie in blue, and then do the eye glow or something. That would be funny. When they're on about it going, dude, do we wonder if Dave's a furry or not? And then next month, like, so anyway, my avatar has dog ears and a tail. What's even funnier is I can't wait for the new thing that's coming. You know, I have been on about the full body tracking recently, and I posted it up to a bunch of the Discords that I'm on, including my own, and the Undernet one, and some of the other ones that I'm on, and I was just like, look, I'm going to be getting the trackers. Apparently the trackers do work really well with characters that have tails and things. And before I turn around and be like, so anyway, I'm just going to experiment. Try to get all these details done here. You can have your avatar with a black rock shooter top, wig poorly placed on your character's head in the blue flame eye. That reminds me, one of my avatars in VR chat is Black Rock Shooter. Because I absolutely love the original concept for Black Rock Shooter, and then they made the anime, and I was like, okay, I'm in on this, that's pretty cool. You know. Yeah, one of my my other avatars for VR chat, one of my main ones is Black Rock Shooter. I've got, in terms of main avatars that I've used, I use Altair from Recreators because she's literally God, powered by DeviantArt. Then I've got Black Rock Shooter. That was my second one because everybody was calling Altair a German soldier from World War II, if you get what I mean, because of her outfit, which I was like, that's not true. And then recently I've just been using the player avatar because the underplayer avatar actually suits what I'm doing at the moment. So yeah. That reminds me, I might need to actually reference Black Rock Shooter for Immersiontale. That would actually be pretty cool. I'll have to look at it again. Kat has joined the stream, says Sammy. Nice. The movie was awesome for Black Rock Shooter. I've seen the series ages ago. It was released in like 2010, I think. But I don't think I've seen the movie. I remember seeing the original CGI music video for Black Rock Shooter. That was nuts. And by that I mean like the one that was done in like MMD when MMD was first being introduced ever, I think. That was crazy. Because I went through a phase of listening to Miku songs after that. And when I was listening to Miku songs, I ended up settling on, I think it was Stargrazer being my favorite, just because of how fast-paced it is. But yeah, it's a really old Miku song now. Dave listening to Vocaloid. Yes, I've listened to Vocaloid. I've listened to Vocaloid for ages. Yeah, when I want to do a little trolling, I walk with a furry avatar and an anti-furry armband, says Damon. Dude! I get some funny comments, says Damon. I know sometimes people will literally dress up in like the Warhammer avatars and go into worlds like that and deliberately try and reenact the Flash Kids videos. That can be crazy. Miku has never been just one person. But yeah, for Vocaloids, I mainly just listen to Miku. Because I know there's a wide range of them. I need to listen to some of the other ones, because is where I find out like some of the other songs are really good as well. Which artists? Honestly, I do not know. Again, like I was saying, this is ages ago since I properly listened to anything Vocaloid related, but mainly it was Hatsune Miku at the time. And again, Stargrazer was my favorite, and then Black Rock Shooter. But I've literally not listened to anything Vocaloid in years, so be interesting getting back into it. Are the lyrics English? For Stargrazer, I think they are. Hang on. Let me check. Because you can search it up on YouTube easy. So Hatsune Miku Stargrazer. There it is. Oh god, yeah. So Stargrazer was 15 years ago. Jeez. That tells you how long ago it's been. It's got English subtitles. Oh, they've performed it live as well. Cool. And it's in Project Diva. By the way, show of hands, who's watching at the moment, just so I know who's here. It's possible you could be listening to an edgy or dark song depending on lyrics. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to check that out. Just posted Black Rock Shooter for you on Discord, says Damon. Let's have a look. Clip. Is it the original one? Oh, it's the movie. Oh, dude, I'm gonna have to watch that later. Thank you very much. Let's see if I can find the original. Hang on. "15 years ago." Yep, there we go. Damn, that's old. Yeah, the TV show was 11 years ago. I'm gonna have to see. It has one of the worst English dubs I've heard, says Damon. Ooh. Yeah, there are some really messed up songs. Like, I'm not going to deny that. The newer TV show is kind of bad, honestly, says Damon. The original one from like 10 years ago or more was alright. I remember watching it with Stu at the time and we both really enjoyed it. Ooh. Because where people be coming in and being like, dude, seriously, why is there like animating or anything else going on? I'm like, you are missing out everything in the background. Because I just noticed there's been like loads of people coming in and loads of people leaving as well. I'm sat here with like the high detailed version of the ruins in like another window open, just like, so anyway, this is a secret, right? If only you knew. It's fine though, it's fine. People can come and go as much as they want. I don't mind. It's just funny watching like those people come in and then being like, you have no clue what you're missing out on. You know, like they see Toriel on the phone and they're probably like, oh, nothing's happening, I'm out of here. Meanwhile, I'm literally doing all the work in the other window. Again, because it's that whole thing of I don't want to spoil everything. Because it's that whole thing, like I was saying, I want to get that really sort of magical and cool sort of wow factor like we had from the last event going again. So to do that, I've unfortunately got to keep stuff hidden. And while it pains me, you know, to have to do that, I know the payoff's going to be worth it, so I just got to take the hit for the time being. Okay, we are putting up a decent amount of moss around Toriels. It's starting to look real nice. That moment where I'm still considering whether I want to do particle affected, not particle affected, wind affected leaves that are still kind of hanging on the tree just by a little bit around Toriels, you know, to give it a little bit more depth where you can just see like the odd one or two leaves that are just hanging onto the tree and then maybe like a slow gust comes along and breezes like a couple of them across. Details like that, I'm just like, should I go for it? Should I try and implement it? Is it too hard? You know, there's details like that that are really cool. The reaction you got last time was awesome, but I don't blame you if you wanted to capture that magic again. I want to have it. So like eventually when we release like the full thing, when it's all done, when it's all animated and good, I want to have it so it literally captures the best sort of reaction from everyone, because you only get one chance to do something like that. And it's like, it has to be done right and done well, because otherwise it just falls flat. You know? So I don't want this opportunity to fall completely flat. So it's like, I gotta capitalize on it as much as possible. Yeah. Okay. Just do that from like there. Bring that in a little bit. But yeah, the reaction we got last time was so good. It's just like, I almost compare it to, I talked about it ages ago about the whole thing of like older content coming out and everybody like super excited for it. It's like, if I can recreate that feeling for each update and then the movie, then it really will be something magical, especially considering I'm going all out. Like, I'll have to, what I'll do is, before I obviously get on VR with John, tonight, what I'm gonna do is, I'll show you in a little bit around Waterfall, and I'll tell you exactly what I'm imagining, and what I want to do, and then we'll see what chat's reaction is, because I'm pretty happy with the results that I've managed to get in the ruins so far. So it's like, yeah, let's just go for it, you know. It was just 90 there. Trying to capture the most unrealistic feelings ever of literally just making it like the best I can. I say it's unrealistic because it's like, whoo, the amount of effort there is involved is nuts, but... Welcome back, Sammy. So what I'm going to do is, in a little bit, I'm going to switch over to VR chat just to show you exactly what I'm on about with the ideas for Waterfall. And then we'll cut stuff there, but I'm just quickly trying to put out these other details around tutorials. I'm like doing all these little detailing bits here. It's gonna be so cool. I don't want to overdo it though, so I'm only gonna do like one more here. Trying to make the vines look as though they're coming out of the brickwork a little bit. It's looking pretty neat when I line it up in certain ways. Okay. So what I need to do now is place a little bit more moss on the floor and then some vines and we're good. So what we'll do is, I'm going to do another stream for this. And this is literally just going to be called Ideas for Waterfall. I'm going to put it up in a moment. We're going to actually go into VR and I'm going to show you what my idea was based off other people's ideas for Waterfall. And then we're going to call it there for tonight, because doing work at the moment, I've done a lot of stuff. I put vines everywhere. Outside of tutorials is almost done. I'll probably finish it off later on. So give me literally like 5 minutes or something, and I shall be right back. So, I'll see you in a moment. Thank you very much as usual. Bye.